Nick is a pretty good sailor, lying 30 seconds, so 31 people are better than him. Ed is currently leading, so...
I was asking you the question. What's the secret? Have a cash Get any sales 4 times a year?
Yeah, four quick times.
All on the same day.
To be fair, Nick did have a few problems that he didn't make the first start, and then broke his mast.
Yeah,
so,
one of those days.
But I suppose I'm going to start, Nick. How do you prepare for an event like this?
An event like this, I probably don't do a huge amount of preparation in the winter, so I tend to be a bit busy with various other things, and that may have showed today with the boat falling to bits. But certainly for a big event, a championship, I'll take at least a day out before to just go over the boat, go over everything, take the foils out, take the centreboard out, make sure it's all smooth and running, change any ropes, elastic, all that kind of thing, and just make sure it's all working. So certainly do some boat preparation. And then I think the best preparation for championships is just doing a lot of sailing, a lot of racing at as high level as you can. I think if you can, for me, I always like to race against the best people I can, because then you learn more, you see how other people sail, you push yourself more because you're sailing against people who are very good or better than you. And I like to try and sail different boats as well, because you always learn something jumping in a different boat. You know, learn what works in that boat, and you can usually take 1 or 2 things over to another boat. So yeah, that's how I'd normally prepare, but I wouldn't say today's a shining example of preparation. Pass on that one.
Now you've got virtual single-handed sailors here, and you've won a few world championships in single-handers.
Yeah, in the past.
And Europeans and nationals.
Yes.
So what's different about single-handed sailing?
Single-handed sailing, I think it's certainly a lot more demanding of fitness, I think, because it is all about you. There's nowhere to hide, so the fitness is more important. So yeah, which is unfortunate sometimes. So I think in terms of preparation, the best fitness training for sailing is unfortunately sailing, but that's not always easy. And it's windy weather sailing. But trying to get in as much windy weather sailing as you can is the best training. And then I think doing other things if you can. So cycling is certainly very good for the leg muscles you use for sailing. I think it's as close as you can get. So I think cycling is very good. Rowing machine's good. And other things like swimming in circuits, I think are good exercise, but they're probably not that specific for training. It doesn't build you for sailing. It doesn't build your sailing fitness hugely. Depends a bit on the boat as well. So some boats are harder on your legs, some boats are harder on your upper body. So it depends on your boat, and where you're strong and where you aren't is probably where you should focus your training a bit. So I think the fitness side is very important.
Sit-ups, do you not do a lot of sit-ups?
Yeah, I do core work, yeah, so sit-ups and different exercises with your stomach and your back. So I think that helps, but at the end of the day, if your legs aren't strong enough, it's not going to help with that. Ultimately, your legs have got to be pretty strong for single-handed sailing. I think the other thing as well is single-handed sailing, you've got to do everything. So you know, you're steering, you've got to do tactics, you've got to do all of that. So being able to sail well and look out the boat and see what's going on and not be head in the boat is very important. So a bit of that is your boat handling, so spending time in your boat and improving it's coming closer. Hello, improving your boat handling. So working on your boat handling, I think a good way is to try and put your boat handling under pressure, because ultimately you can generally get your boat handling, your tacks and jibes reasonably good just sailing around, but if you can do it well under pressure, then you'll be fine in any situation. So on your own you can put yourself under pressure by trying to do lots of tacks and jibes in a short space, and you can also put yourself under pressure going out a day like today and doing lots of jibes and tacks. You'll fall in a bit, maybe not a day like today when it's about -5, but in the summer when it's windy, going out and just pushing it to the limit, so then you know where those limits are and your comfort zone moves up. So I think having good boat handling is really important foundation single-hander, so you're not looking down at your feet, you're looking up and out, because you haven't got a crew to help you with the tactics, you've got to do it all yourself. So I think those things are very important. I guess the other thing is the downwind. So a single-handed generally the speed differences downwind are a lot bigger because you've got, especially with an unstayed rig, you've got complete choice of angles downwind, so you can get a lot more out of the boat if you can get the waves right and steer on the waves well. So I think there's quite a lot to be had there. That's quite a long answer.
Thank you.
Easily a fin. So yeah, I sailed a fin for 3 years, and it's just a very big boat, a very big sail area. So and the guys sailing them they're all Olympic full-time sailors. They're ridiculously fit. So it's the hardest boat I've sailed upwind, and then downwind it's harder again because a lot of the time it's unlimited pumping. So it was ridiculously demanding. I was probably the unfittest guy. I was sailing around, and I was in the gym 5 days out of 7, sailing 2 or 3 days a week. But the guys I was against were sailing 6-7 days a week in the gym, 5 days, 6 days a week. So it was a different world, but it was good. Enjoyed it.
You don't weigh a lot. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 86, but I bulked up. I got up to. I was always a little small. I was between 93 and 95, so I had to do a lot of weights and eating. But yeah, I wasn't naturally the size. I had to artificially get up there. So no, they're enormous. But they're good, very enjoyable. Yeah. Well, that's a difficult one to answer because whatever I say will annoy everyone else. So I sail lots of boats. So I don't know. It was do I have a favourite boat? I like different boats for different things, I guess. Close racing, incredibly good in the slower boats like an Enterprise and OK. Just the sheer buzz downwind. B14 is fantastic downwind and that stuff. So I like the variety. The socials are very good in different classes. Every class has its own feel and different bunch of people. So I think it's good we've got that variety.
Presume you have a permanent crew when you're sailing 200 boats?
Yeah, I've got a few people I sail with, but I've got in the Merlin. We're on our 4th year doing a nationals with Alan Roberts, who's exceptionally good and a very good helm in his own right, which helps. So he calls quite a lot of tactics and gives a lot of input, which is really helpful. So I can certainly recommend any good crew tries and do some helming as well, because that just improves the overall awareness.
Are you married, and are you still married?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, I'm 8 years happily married, and I have 2 6-year-old children, so 6-year-old twins. So I do a lot less sailing than I used to. I mean, when I was saying about the fin, I did that pre-marriage, pre-kids, and I kind of knew that all of that was coming. So I did 3 years where I just went absolutely hard at it, and I knew that was my last kind of really going at it hard. So these days I'm a kind of a weekend sailor every other weekend on a good run, some of my holidays. So that's quite different. But yeah, it's like any sport. The more time you put in, the better you get. Although I would say the more quality time. I think if you just go sailing every week and do the same thing every week, you plateau. You've got to push yourself out your comfort zone, try new things. So every time I go sailing, I'm trying new things. New settings, new crews, new boats. Just trying new things to learn something. Obviously, at the big events, I'll stop that and settle it down and try and produce best performance. But I do see a lot of sailors just doing the same thing every week and then wonder why they're putting time in but nothing's happening. You've got to try new things, push out your comfort zone.
You don't work for a boat manufacturer by any chance, then?
No. I work for.
What do you do as a job?
I work for a pharmaceutical company, finance and operations. So I'm nothing to do with the marine industry, which is quite nice in some ways because it means I can choose which kit I use, choose which boats I sell. I think there's big pluses to being in the marine industry because you're immersed in it and it's around you all the time and you're learning about things during the week. But I chat to some of those guys and sometimes it can be frustrating because if they work for a certain company, they can't sell a certain boat and all that kind of thing, whereas I can do what I want, so that's nice.
What's your favourite place to sail, obviously apart from Draycote?
Yeah, see, apart from Draycote when it's -5, yeah, it's a tough call. There's the best place overall is Lake Garda. It's just fantastic sailing. The wind is pretty much like clockwork. You get a morning breeze, force 3-4, and then the afternoon force 4-5. It's usually about 30 degrees, which helps. Stunning scenery all around, big mountains, yeah, and great. The town's great, nice restaurants. So it's just an overall fantastic experience. Although it has to be said, I've done some sailing at Warnemünde in East Germany, and on a good day that's better because it's all of that, but plus big waves, monster big rolling waves. I love sailing in big waves. So Garda, that's the only thing it's missing is good waves, but can't complain. Yeah.
They both inland.
Garda's inland, Warnemunde's on the sea. Yeah, that's why you get the really good waves. Yeah.
Have you got boats all over the place, or do you borrow boats?
Keep them at home. So I've got 3 in my garage and 2 on the drive. So just about squeeze them in. Yeah.
Nowhere for the car?
No, the car's secondary. Yeah, absolutely.
So if you go to Lake Garda, you trail it all the way around?
Yeah, I've done it. It's about 10-12 hours out of Calais, so it's quite a drive, but it's worth it when you get there. Yeah.
And your B14 this year?
Yeah,
Next
so
year?
I'm back in. I've sailed a B14 about 5-6 years ago for a few years, and then stopped. And now they've got a Worlds in Garda next year, so my favourite venue. It's a great boat downwind in breeze. It's usually windy in Garda, so we've got a new one on order. So back in on that. So that'll be good fun. Yeah, and I've got a great crew as well. He's an excellent B14 crew. He's just right because I'm quite big, so I need quite a small crew, and he's quite small but can still handle a 30 square metre kite. So yeah, it should be good.
So what's your best place in the UK to sail?
Yeah. You're still fishing for Draycote, aren't you? It's not. Yeah. Best place, near rugby. Best place is Mounts Bay. Is my favourite. Mounts Bay down in Cornwall, near Marazan, and then again just fantastic waves. We did a 400 nationals there a couple of years ago, and it's some of the best waves I've sailed in. It was just massive waves, but they're spread out, so not choppy, just really rolly, fantastic downwind rides. So and it's a nice place as well. So yeah, Mounts Bay is my favourite. I guess second favourite, you get quite a lot. It's Christchurch Bay. You get some good sailing there, where Highcliffe and Christchurch are based. So
I think that you prefer sailing on the sea to sailing.
I guess I do on a good day. Yeah. I like sailing in big waves, but I was brought up on French and Pond, so that was my first 4 or 5 years of sailing before I even went on the sea, and that's still my core sailing. I'm a member at Burfield. I do Wednesday nights there, so I do like lake sailing. I do like the shifty stuff. That is. Yeah, makes it more fun.
Did you go into the big boat stuff?
Not really. I've done little bits, but I prefer dinghies. Just prefer dinghy sailing. I like being closer to the action, closer to the water. You get closer racing than in big boats. So I prefer it. So I've done little bits, but not. I'll stick with dinghies as long as I can. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you try cats at all?
I haven't. No, and I should at some point. Yeah. Might do a bit better. Probably not. Yeah, no, I should at some point. I mean, generally, I sailed the B14 for a bit, and the thing I didn't like was actually because it's so quick upwind, it's not that tactical because you can't take that many tacks, you can't take so many shifts. It's out to the corners a little bit more. So generally, just my own preference. I like, in some ways, I quite like the slower boat sailing because it's all dead in, dead close. But then, the B14 whenever there's any wind, is such a buzz. I'm back for more, so I'm sure a cat's similar. Yeah, so sometime. Yeah.
With your twins, how are you going to introduce them to sailing?
I already have. Yeah. We've been doing Wednesday nights at Burfield in the Enterprise. So one of them does jib, one does tactics. so they and they love it. So three in an enterprise, and yeah, so far they really enjoy it. But they're only 6, so I only take them out if it's sunny and kind of and I wouldn't do this. Yeah, so kind of 5 to 10 knots. So we're still moving, but not so the boat's tippy. So but next year there'll be 7s, so they can start trying Optimist. So we'll give them a go. But it's a balance, because I grew up through the youth scene and I saw a lot of kids put off by pushy parents. So I've got to keep that balance, give them the chance, but not push too much. So we'll see what they want to do. Yeah.
Great.
I just want to find the question. What do you want to do that you haven't done in sailing so far? What's there still to do?
I guess it's
Finish
not
your next book, I think.
Yeah, finish my next book. I'm working on another one. I guess it's just keep enjoying sailing a variety of boats. I'm still very hungry, trying to win stuff, but I guess I'm more realistic because I'm not doing as much and a bit older. I'm really keen to try and do well in the B14 next year. We're back in the Merlin again. We lost it on countback, I think 2 years ago, and last year we had a disaster with several things, so we're keen to put that right. And then in 2 years' time, the OK, which is the boat I've sailed most, but had a bit of a break from, they've got a Worlds back in Barbados, so that will get me excited and see if my middle-aged legs can get me round. So, yeah. Well, exactly, yes. It's rude not to go. Yeah.
Sorry, if one more question.
Yeah, of course.
If you're sailing Merlins, don't you have to change the boat every couple of years to keep up?
It's stabilised a lot. With the winders, it's been relatively static for a long time, the boats. The rigs have moved on a bit, but actually we've
Or
just...
down.
Moved on and then snapped like mine, but we've just got a new boat, which is a little bit different to the winders, so we're still working it out, but it seems quick. But yeah, generally it's not an arms race. It's stabilised quite a lot. They're not cheap, but then the resale values are quite good, so it's not too bad. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Nick.
Thanks.
Nick will sign copies of his book and Rachel will take the money for them.
That's how it works. Yeah. No, not at all. Good questions. Nice chat.
Enjoy the rest of your time here. It's going to be nicer tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be less wind and more sunshine, I think, isn't it? Which would be good.